We back, y'all.
Creme de la creme.
What? Stupid.
Yo, she be talking about how I'm aggressive. She be strong arming me.
Mdnelliee beating me up, y'all.
She be giving me a big arm. Yo, she be killing me. Wicked. Damn wicked, huh? Okay, well, I'm about to say, hold on, because I know we be doing stuff. So I'll give you the thing, but don't leave it on this. Because
What's that?
this is, oh, shucks. This is like to hold it on your shirt, but it be stinging.
I'm gonna just hold it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh so yeah. Really
Yeah. No, but you can hold that instead, because you know, like you like to press buttons and stuff.
This is straight, actually. It's not bad.
Okay. I was just saying, like, in terms of if while we're like talking, if you have to like put it down or something.
Yeah, just put it on my.
So you can just clip it like this. Or I'll be putting it on my chain, but it be making a sound
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But sometimes it just, if you leave it there for too long, I don't know. Sometimes it makes this noise. Sometimes
that's fine. I'm gonna just hold it.
All right.
This is part 2. I'm so excited.
We're gonna get into it.
Y'all, the water turned on today.
Amen. Y'all, God is literally so good. We've now been in the house for a week, and this entire week we've had no water. Not a lick.
Thugging it out.
Thugging it. Bird bathing it.
Yeah.
Gallon of water in it.
Yeah.
With everything.
Crazy. I'm just happy and grateful that God blessed us with water today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wash my hair.
What? Wash my head. Dirty.
It's just, you just realize when you don't have it, you realize how much you need it.
Yeah. And how much of a blessing it is to just have.
So good. Water. Y'all seen that SpongeBob?
Water.
I'm gonna put that in there.
Hilarious. But okay.
I don't even know where we left off.
There's so much. So we literally left them off at like when
right before we left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like as we were leaving. Yeah. So that morning was crazy in itself, because
I think we touched on that. No.
That we touched on like that morning of leaving, but not like that morning on the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we had so many stops. We had so many different things that we had to get low key that like we left we technically left probably like 8, maybe 9 in the morning from the house.
Yeah.
And then from the house, but until we touched like 95, we didn't leave till like 12.
Oh yeah, we had to go to like
we were going everywhere for like random things. I couldn't even tell you what at the moment.
You needed
I needed a charger,
right?
Because I have the new phone and she has the older charger, so my charger didn't work. We needed a Celsius to get us right for the trip.
Obviously,
breakfast, yes, and that's
we spent like $30 on breakfast.
Fam,
at Starbucks,
y'all. It was Ty's bright idea to go to Starbucks.
But Starbucks hit though.
Starbucks for 2 baby little meals was talking about $33.44.
Down on that matcha.
$33.44.
But you like that matcha though.
That matcha was bust.
Okay,
that's not the point. The point is, I should not be spending $30 on breakfast. That was crazy. No, I literally came back in the car and I'm like, Ty, we're never going to Starbucks for breakfast again. This is insane.
Mind you, we went to Starbucks for breakfast again later on during the trip. So
no, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
We got a drink.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did get a drink. All right, well,
and the drink was already like $20. It was like $10
when
each.
Was this?
So when we went to the mall, the drinks were talking about like $18.
Yeah, we just got drink, and it wasn't even hitting. The coffee was not
it wasn't even good. I was so upset, y'all. I was so. I'm like, we could have got a whole meal for these 2 little baby drinks.
Right.
Livid.
Pote's distracted.
And it wasn't even a matcha. Per usual. What else does Pote do but distract?
Y'all, my dog is so aggy.
He's going through his teenage phase. And it is... Now I understand.
Do you?
I don't know. I'm about to put it up to him.
But, so we're on the road. I did the first drive.
Yeah.
I made it to Tally. I think that's like 6 hours. or so, something
Yeah.
like that.
So the drive itself is 6 hours, but it ended up probably taking you probably drove for about 9 hours in total because it was like from stops and everything like that. She drove up to Tally. I drove from Tally to Texas.
Yeah. Because I couldn't.
Straight. Because it was night. And then also I know that she's never been like on like crazy crossroads, which I have been because I lived in Georgia. So I was like,
you got it.
I'm gonna just take care of that. I'm gonna do
you got it, babe.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna just take care of that. So
I was having such a hard time too sleeping.
Yeah.
When she was driving.
Oh my gosh,
not sleep.
No, for nothing. No. Literally didn't sleep probably until like the last 4 hours.
Right.
Whole time she up. And not even trying to be up for real, but like up.
Right. I'm
just
tired.
Couldn't go to sleep, but she's up. Literally, I don't like to tell you go to bed, bro. Like you're bugging out.
I forgot what it was, but I was watching one of the videos back on the our raw footage.
Okay.
And it was saying how I kept seeing a number, and I forgot what number it was.
Yes, you while we were on the road, you kept like it was like on someone's tag or something.
I think so. I can't remember.
I want to say it was like 962 or something.
Something like that. But basically, God was telling me to journal because I wanted to sleep, but God was like, journal.
Yeah.
So I took that time to journal, and then I looked up the number and why
there's
are you
literally no way
distraction?
You this.
No, seriously,
No, seriously, like the Holy Ghost needs to go and refine because that is insane.
So basically, the number was saying hello. Just saying hi to people.
You don't want. He is literally slapping my neck. His tail was wrapping around my neck.
Come say hi.
Say hi, Poe.
This is my boy. Okay, that's fine.
Science.
Anyways, so basically, the number was saying, following the master, like being led by the one above, and it just let me know like we're going in the right direction. Like no matter what comes our way, just keep chasing after God, basically. And I was telling Janelle about it too, but that was the highlight.
You screaming in my mic
of the journey, and he kept telling me victory, victory. I kept hearing that, and yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna touch on like once we hit. Oh no, I gotta touch on it in the ride. So on the way, right? So
energy drinks?
No, before that, but that leads into that because Lord knows. So as we're literally on the drive,
Cote, sit. Have a seat.
Sit down. Have a seat. Sit. You're being dotish.
Anyways,
so as we're literally on the drive.
You have nothing to say now. Anyways, go ahead.
On the drive, right? And literally, so as she told you guys in the last video, well, I believe she told you that God, like you were looking up cities, and God told you Frisco. I don't think you told them that.
So let me tell y'all.
Backtrack.
Right.
Hold on. Spit it back.
This is like 4 days before we actually make the drive.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up like different cities in Dallas or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like safe cities.
Yeah,
like
safe cities, right. And like Frisco just was busting at me. I was like, okay, Frisco. Like I really feel like God's telling me Frisco.
Yeah.
I didn't tell nothing to Janelle. I was just like, God's gonna. If it's Frisco, God will tell her it's Frisco.
Yeah.
So skip a few, coming to end. She's seen Frisco in the GPS because my dad showed her.
Yeah. And I'm like, Frisco. I'm like, who said that? And he was like, that's where y'all going. I'm like, we are. Crazy.
She just went along with it.
Yeah. I didn't pay it no mind. So now fast forward into when I'm driving, and literally I'm on the road, and it gets to the point where now it's nighttime, and I'm like, all right, we need to change because we was listening to straight gospel the whole time, and Lord knows I love my gospel, but come nighttime. The gospel be a little too common for me.
Right.
So I need something to
pump
me up. Got me up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. So I'm like, okay. I'm about to switch over to my Christian rap. So boom, switching over to the Christian rap. I'm vibing. I'm chilling. Tai is vibing as well here and there after she comes in and out of like trying to sleep but not, can't, whatever. Oh, what's this song? All right. So
just had to throw that in there.
I did. So, boom. I'm listening to one of these songs, and it's one of the newest songs that I've recently just like put into my playlist. And as I'm listening to it, I'm like, bro, like I think about the artist, and I'm like, yo, this guy, his name is Jay. I'm like, he be speaking some real stuff on social media. Like he be really like prophesying and testifying and all the things. And I kept thinking, I'm like, bro, like I know his name. It's like, it's Jay. And then I'm like, ain't no way. I literally go on my phone and I check it. Why is his name Jay Frisco?
Crazy.
I literally, and I'm like in awe at that point, because I'm like, ain't no freaking way, bro. So literally, I like tapped Tay. I said, hey Tay, I think we going to Frisco. And she's like,
I knew I heard God right.
Yeah, literally. And I'm like, and she's like, how? But like, what was it? And I tell her the whole story, and she's like, that's crazy. And I'm like, fam, they're literally like, it's nothing insane. But God. Like it's nothing but God.
It's such a good feeling too, like when you know him. You heard God, and then he confirms with you somebody else. I'm like, I knew I heard you. Such a good God.
It is. He is though. Oh my goodness. But boom. So that leads into like now we're hyped up now. Like we're amped up. We're like, we going to Frisco. Like that's where we are, our new homes. We're over here like thinking about all the things. And then it gets to the point where I'm like, I need a Celsius. And she's like, low key.
Wait, well, we had Celsius in the car. So I think we drank the hot Celsius. We drank the 2 hot ones.
we drank the 2 hot ones already.
Yeah. Oh, we did? Already?
Well, no. Well, you might not have. I drank mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I drank mine a little after.
Yeah. So you might have. I think you drink your hot one when I drink my cold one, because I ended up stopping and getting another one. That's what it was. So I got to the point where I got another Celsius, because I'm like, I'm kind of going dry. I need to amp up because I got like another 6 hours. And then she was up at this point now. So she's like, I'm going to drink my Celsius too and stay up with you.
Right.
I'm like, okay, bet. So we drink our Celsius. Now her Celsius is hot. We had, mind you, let's backtrack all the way to the beginning of the trip. Come 9 a.m. in the morning, we bought these Celsiuses.
Right.
Now it's probably like 10 p.m. And at this point, them bad boys is heated.
Yeah.
They're hot. Like, all around. So she drinks hers. I drank mine earlier. I'm drinking now a cold one. Let me tell y'all for pre-information, pre-reference. Don't drink a hot Celsius.
Oh. Belly gonna bust.
Your belly gonna be bubbling.
Yep.
It's not a good time. It's not for fun. It's not for no games. We were wrestling.
Yeah.
With our stomach.
I was sick.
I mean, and she's like, I'm over here. Now, it didn't happen immediately though. We were good for a few hours.
No, for sure.
It wasn't until literally like it's probably like an hour and 30 into like
we hit Texas.
Yeah, we're in Frisco. I mean, we're in Texas, but it's an hour and 30 before we hit Frisco.
Right.
And literally, like, I'm over here like, ooh, I'm feeling like I'm cramping. I'm like, ooh, I think I'm about to get my period. Like, this ain't good. Tay's like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't feel good.
I feel like I gotta throw up.
No, literally, she's like, I think I gotta throw up. I'm like, hold on. Like, I start racing. I'm taking off.
You know when you're about to throw up because like your mouth starts like salivating, like just super watery.
Anytime I'm about to throw up, I start swallowing a lot.
Yeah, and I was at that point.
You were at that point. Yeah, literally, when I heard it, I'm like, oh god. I'm like, Lord, help me, please. I'm like, let me just get to our destination. Yeah. But the point of where we were at too, like there was no stop. Like we couldn't stop anywhere. Like the next intersection or whatever.
I should have recorded.
That was hilarious. Hey, we
stopped at the gas station, y'all. And the door was locked. Mind you. Janelle had some poop, y'all.
Yo, I had to doo-doo so bad. Like my booty was pulsing. Like it was so bad.
Let me show y'all the way she was walking, y'all. Hold on.
You're nah! You're crazy. You're crazy for that.
And she was
Yo, that's crazy. Nah,
oh my gosh.
Hear me. She had only that 1 Celsius, which was the hot one. I done mixed a hot Celsius with a cold one. Y'all, my body was dumping. I couldn't think of nothing else but the bathroom, bro.
When she seen that door was locked,
hey, y'all, I went to the door. As soon as I went to it, it was locked. I was like, and listen, there's people inside the whole time too. It wasn't until I literally was headed back to the car, and a guy that was at one of the pumps, he was like, "Oh, you got to go around the other side. That part's locked." I was like, "Thank you, Jesus," and literally took off and went around to the other side. I blew up that bathroom. I'm so sorry to whoever worked in that store that night. I blew it up. I blew that bad boy.
They were so sweet in there.
No, they were. They were really, really sweet. And then Tai went in after, did her business or whatever.
Yep.
And then now we're at the point of like, okay, now what do we do? Because all our instruction was to go to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
On the way to Texas is when we confirmed. Well, he confirmed to Tai and also to me about Frisco. Mm-hmm. And then we're on to like, now what's the next step?
Right.
So I'm looking up now hotels. And I'm like, okay, I want to go to one that at least I know like is a decent stay, because we don't know where we are. I don't want just to go to any hotel and then it's a crazy stay, or we're in a crazy part of town, whatever it may be. So I look up and I see Hyatt Place. Now, I'm familiar with Hyatt Place from my previous trainings that I've assisted with my instructor in terms of like permanent makeup, so doing brows. So I've been to the Hyatt Place and also the Hyatt House. Now, the difference between the two is the Hyatt House is a little bit more of like the higher end one, and the Hyatt Place is more of like the just nightly stay, not as like crazy. But I was like, it is still a really good hotel. So I was like, boom, that's gonna be the perfect place for us to stay. At least our first night, we know what we need to do, whatever. So boom, we book the stay and we go. Now, mind you, at this point in time, it's probably like 7 a.m. I want to say it's like 7 a.m. We touched Sunday morning. Yeah, it's like 7 a.m. So I go in there like trying to just get a early check-in, because check-in is until 3. And they're like, yeah, we don't got nothing until at least 12. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, thank you. I will see you at 12. So I go back in the car.
She's like, we gotta go to church.
Yeah. I was really hell-bent on going to church.
I'm tired.
No, literally.
I'm literally telling her, like, I'm tired. Like, I mean, I'm still down, but like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I literally told her, I feel like we should rest, though, fam.
Yeah. And I think what it was for me is, like, my adrenaline was pumping. I'm like, we're in Texas. Like, I done heard from God. Yeah. Like, I was just pumped at that point. So like my adrenaline had me on like a cloud 9. Yeah. Like I was up in that moment.
I was ready to sleep.
No, y'all. she was tired.
So we got into it. I forgot what it was. Oh, I had went to go sit on the bench, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, it'll be so good for Jill to just sit out here and just hear God, whatever. So I go back to the car, I'm like, hey, you want to sit at the bench? She was like, yeah, sure. The dogs are just being a whole like distraction, y'all.
Bugging out,
doing the most, and it really like irritated us.
Yeah.
So now our irritation was targeted towards each other. So she was asking me, I forgot what it was about, some church or whatever.
Yeah. I was trying to basically confirm about this church, because obviously we're in this new state, but now in terms of our decisions, everything has to be like equal in terms of we both agree on it, or we both want to go here, or we both hear from God, whatever it may be. It has to be like a unit.
Right.
So I'm like trying to show her these churches, and mind you, she's tired. Like she's out of it, and I can tell she is. So I'm trying to like do basically like the back homework on my end and just show her for confirmation. And she was just like
burnt out.
Literally.
I can't think. Like,
no, and couldn't.
I can't.
And because of the aggravation we were having outside of each other, it started to dwindle in between.
Right.
And now I'm at this point of like, you're not helping him.
Right. I think I got on the phone with my sister or something.
Oh,
we
yeah.
was on the walk with the dog.
Yeah.
That had irritated her or whatever. Right? Was it that?
I don't think it was that. I think what it was you got on the phone, and then after you got irritated about something that was said on the phone or something. I don't remember in terms of what, but there was irritation.
Right.
And so I'm trying to like ask her about these churches, and she's like, it's whatever, fam. Like, I don't care, And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I did say that.
I literally was like, what do you mean? I'm like, Tay, I don't feel like you're helping me in this moment. And I'm trying to be understanding because I know you're tired, but I need your help. If we're going to go to church and I really do want to go, I need your confirmation. Like, I need you to be here with me. I know you're not here, but I need you to like just tap in for 2 seconds.
Right.
And so we were having a bit of conflict there. We end up deciding on a church, and we end up just going. We go inside to like just freshen up, clean up, or whatever, and then we dip. Go to this church. Now, when we go to this church, I mean, beautiful church.
It was a pretty church.
It was gorgeous. And I
literally said, like, us pulling it, I'm like, just because it looks good on the outside,
don't mean God inside.
Right. And that's exactly what it was, y'all.
Literally.
They were so unhelpful.
Unwilling.
Right. Very unwilling. And also we had the dogs with us too.
Right.
Mind y'all, they're not ESA registered.
Not service dogs. Which
lady told myself, are they ESA registered? I said, yep.
Right. So we don't. Okay, so backtrack because I don't have mine with me. We done got these fake little Amazon, Lord forgive us, ESA cards just so that we can go around with our dogs without any problem. Right. And this was also to help us in terms of like the hotels and stuff, so we wouldn't have to like be charged, crazy amount of fees and stuff for bringing not one but two dogs.
Right.
And so the first chance we got to use it, Ty, whip that bad boy out quick. She's like, yep, ESA. And I'm like, now this is in the church, y'all.
She saw what's up. She was going right along with
it. But I was like, all right, this is what we doing. Let's do it.
So, I just did not feel the presence of God. And
no.
The whole time in my head, I'm like, God, I don't think this is our church. As soon as I said that, I look at it. They have a big clock in their It's 11:11. I'm like, yep, this is not our church.
Confirmation, yeah.
Yep. And I ended up walking out because Pote was just overstimulated.
Yeah.
And
it was just too much.
I think you went back in though.
I ended up going back in to try and see if. So she walked out. Well, we walked out because Pote was he just needed fresh air. He needed to just calm down. And I was like, okay, well, I want us to at least try to see about the sermon. Like, we didn't feel the presence obviously during the worship, but I was like, maybe that's just the worship team. Let's try out at least to hear what the pastor has to say. Literally. So I'm like, I'm gonna go inside and see if there's maybe like a secluded room or maybe just another area that like a lot of people aren't there, so that we can actually listen to this message. So I go inside and I'm literally like speaking to everybody that I can that I believe works there, and they're all like, oh, you can go into the cafe. Like, the cafe is the perfect place because it's more secluded, it's closed off, and they have a like big monitor with the speakers around it in there. I'm like, okay, thank you so much, whatever. So I go inside of this cafe, and this cafe is turned up. Like, this cafe, it looks literally like it's from Disney. Like, it's literally like an amusement park in there. There was literally like merchandise on top of like they had like little gifts and stuff, and then they had like the like actual like incense and all these things, and on top of their cafe in the middle of it. So it was like a Starbucks inside of a like convenience store.
Oh, okay.
But there was like seating everywhere.
Yeah.
So like everybody, because this was like the beginning of the newer service, so everybody from the last service was hanging out there. So it's like it's mad loud. Like, I couldn't even hear the thing on the monitor. Like, I don't even know if they even had it up for real. I feel like they had it down so people could talk. Like, couldn't hear nothing. I wasn't able to get no help, so I'm just frustrated at this point. So I go outside with her, and I'm just sitting out there, and I'm like at this point I feel defeated, because on top of already like our little squirrel that we had before, and just now I'm at the point of like I'm overstimulated, and like now I'm getting tired. I'm like, what did we come here for? Like, I'm over here like, Lord, I don't even know. I thought you done told me to come to church. It's not working out. Like, I've done everything that I can, and like I already know Ty didn't want to come, so she's probably gonna be like, we shouldn't have never come in the first place.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was more so, my mindset was, I mean, we had to come here just to know like what a church feels like without the presence.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I never experienced that before. So I know for sure, like, okay,
that wasn't the church.
Right. That's not it.
Right.
So I wasn't upset with her. I was just like, you know what? It was a learning experience. That's just what it was.
Yeah. So then we ended up spinning back to the hotel and taking a little mini nap. And then by time we like even were doing that, I feel like we went, because I remember we went around that corner to take a nap, and then we came to a realization like, no, we're not supposed to be napping right now.
Yes, and then we did church at home.
Yes.
With the Pastor church back Scott. Home, yeah. With Pastor Scott, so good.
So good.
I forgot what the message was talking about,
Couldn't
but I
tell
know
you.
it was a good message.
But it was
though.
a good
It's
message. It's exactly what we needed to hear. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna.
Oh, I think he was talking about resting though.
He probably was.
I think he was definitely talking about resting. I was like, I knew it was supposed to be.
No, literally, she's like, I felt it. She's like, sometimes you gotta listen to me, Janelle, and I'm like,
because hear me out. Janelle, she be pumped up, y'all.
I be moving.
But me, like, one thing about it, I will sleep. If I need to sleep, I will sleep. And I'll take my rest, and then I'll get back up and move how I'm supposed to move. But she's on go mode.
Yeah, I'd be on 10. I'd be like, my thing that I struggle with is I'm the type of person. So I've been in just a back and forth in terms of like my ambition. So it's either I'm on 10 or I'm on 0. Like I don't know how to be in the middle.
You gotta find a balance.
Yeah, I've always struggled with the balance because I've always been one or the other. Like if I know in my past I gotten to such like a depressive point and such a like just not caring about anything point that literally like I would sleep in my bed all day long. Yeah. I wouldn't do a thing. I'd watch movies. I wouldn't there was no productivity happening. And it's like I am so scared of because I know I can get to that point. Like it's not hard for me to get to that point. I know how easy it is for me to slip into that point. So that's why I'm always on the go. Because I'm like, as soon as I feel that, I get up.
But then hear me though. That's probably also why like God probably put us back together because I know how to have the balance. Yeah. I know how to rest, but I know how to go. Yeah. But it's like you're just go. So it's like he's trying to teach you to rest and go.
To learn how to do that little bit of balance for sure. That's definitely something I've struggled with.
It's a learning process, man.
It is. Lord knows. I just feel like when it comes to resting, and it's so hard. Even now, it's still difficult for me because anytime I'm resting, I'm thinking about everything that I could be doing. Yeah. I'm thinking about I could be posting on TikTok or
resting is not just sleeping. By the way, no, it could be resting in God's
His presence, like, literally in your Bible, right? The whole 9. Yeah,
you're resting.
Yeah, my outlook on resting was always sleeping. Always in the bed. Like if I'm resting, I'm in the bed. No, like I've learned now throughout my walk, like resting in His presence is a term of resting because it's resting spiritually. Resting, in the Bible is a term of resting because you're resting mentally. Yep. Like it's different processes of rest that your body needs outside of just the physical. And that's something definitely I feel like I've learned and I'm still learning now, especially in our new, setting and everything is definitely going to be because now we work from home. Like God literally told us we're not doing nothing else with this podcast. So
that's a whole nother thing. I'll touch back into it later.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But in terms of like productivity, like that's something that we have to get a good balance of to be able to obviously working from home is it's a luxury, but it can also be a curse because if you're working from home, you have the, ability to stay in your pajamas all day or stay in bed all day and work, sluggy. Get sluggy like on a regular basis. So it's like you have to really push yourself to be doing all the extra things that you would do if you were working a 9 to 5 from home. Yep. And just having that ambition regularly. Really. So going back into that day, we finally get into our hotel, we clean up, do all the things, and then we rest.
I'm gonna tell you, I slept.
We slept for hours.
We ordered Popeyes.
Ah, we did.
We ordered Popeyes. Yes.
Oh, it was so good.
So good.
That bad boy was hit.
Yeah. That was our first day.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know if we recorded. I know I recorded a little bit of raw footage.
Yeah.
But I don't know about if I filmed in the hotel though. That's the thing.
No, I don't think we did. Right. I don't think in any of our videos we ended up recording in the hotel, which is crazy.
Right. I don't know why we wouldn't, but
I think because every time we were in the hotel, that was our point of rest. Because we were like back and forth between hotel to hotel, and there was always like a period of hours that you're either waiting to get in the hotel or waiting to hear from God in terms of what is our next move. Like, where do you want us to go? Literally, this entire trip was all leaning on God. Like every single decision, God, what do you want us to do?
When I tell y'all, like God, okay, it's one thing to hear about God, but it's like He really trained me up during the fast and during this whole like journey. I hear God, like I don't have to doubt it. Like
I know when I hear
God's
Him.
voice, like Bingo. For sure. And for the baby Christians out there, or just people just coming into their faith, don't get discouraged if you're not hearing from God as clear. Like you'll get like clarity like on his voice, the more seasoned you get.
For sure. I'm a little hot.
Yeah, this is our last little piece. So how do we hear from God?
Yeah.
One thing I would say is if he is calling you to fast,
do it.
Fast.
Yeah.
Because for me personally, that's when I hear God the most.
Yeah.
And really get into your word. Like worship. If you could worship for more than 1 hour, do it.
Yeah.
Because that will like rise up the spirit, man. So you can really hear from God and just be in his word. Because you're going to know God's character in
through
his word. You're not going to know his voice if you don't know his character.
Bingo.
So, yeah, fast, worship, read that word.
Yeah. I'd say definitely also too, disciplining yourself to know the different voices in your head.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Because
that comes with time too, though.
For sure. But it's a continuous muscle that you have to strengthen. And knowing your own voice. How do you regularly speak to yourself? How does this other voice speak to you? And then how does the enemy speak to you? Like all of those doubts and those fears and that insecurity and that postpartum or whatever it may be, like all of those negative thoughts, they generally don't necessarily come from you unless you've built up a negative spirit.
Right.
But overall, like it's about kind of separating the voices. Because I know for me, especially when I was a baby Christian, I was like, how the heck I'm supposed to hear God if I got 5 different voices in my head? Like that was one of the biggest
what helped
things.
Me too, though, taking every thought to God.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about every
thought. Yeah, writing them down.
That's true too.
Write them down.
Because usually, like my negative thoughts, when I give it to God, literally later on throughout the day, God will show me how it was really Satan just speaking to me. Like take every thought. It could be crazy, small, whatever the case is. Say it to God. Just give it to him,
literally,
and He'll confirm to you throughout the day, like if it was Him or not, or if it's you, or if it's Satan. He will tell you.
Yeah, and keep your spiritual eye open.
Yeah,
in terms of like the little things. God, this entire trip from point A to B of us in Texas has been speaking to us through the little things.
Yeah.
Whether it was through animals, whether it was through signs, whether it was through numbers, whether it was from each other, and literally like just him putting something in one another's mind and the other one being like, that's exactly what I was just literally asking God for. That's exactly what I was just talking to God about. Like letting that confirmation come from like your surroundings, but being aware to it. Like you have to be alert to hear from God.
Yeah,
you cannot just be walking around thinking, oh, God's just gonna drop $1 million in front of me, or God's just gonna have a person stop and tell me everything that I but like he's not just gonna stop somebody in front of you and tell you all of your secrets and mysteries and all these things. Like you have to be seeking. Like seeking you shall find. It's not something that literally is just gonna happen overnight either. You have to continuously work it out, just like a muscle. You want that booty tone, you better work it out. It's the same thing.
One thing I've been praying to God too is unclog my ears so I can hear you with spiritual ears and help me to see things beyond the physical. Because that would really open you up spiritually to like hear, see, feel, all these senses. Because God gave us senses for a reason. And
figuring out too. No, you're good. Figuring out too. Also, like what has He gifted you with?
Yeah,
that's a big one, because a lot of the times, whatever your gift is, that is also where your purpose is, and that's how He's gonna speak to you.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
One thing too, I seen a sermon.
Yeah.
And they were like, when you know you're supposed to be like a speaker or whatever the case is, God, let's say, start to like attack like your throat or whatever the case is, or like
literally
your mind too. It goes hand in hand. Yeah. And literally, Satan has been attacking my mind like
whole trip.
Even before, like when I go back in my journal,
long time. I say probably maybe this past year.
Right.
Like
it's all
in and out,
mind.
Of course, but like continuously the mind, whether it's her forehead or her literally
my eyes or my ears,
or a headache,
my head in general, like,
all around.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
I'm still in the process of learning like my exact gift too, because it's like, yes, we could speak in tongues or do prophesy or whatever these cases are, but everybody has their specific gift. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to learn. Like, what's mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And continuously ask him.
Yeah.
You know, like bring it into prayer, like meditate on it, you know. Really sit with yourself and just think about, when I think about a gift from God, I think about something that you're naturally gifted in. So what is your natural talent? Like for some people it may be you're really good at speaking to people, or you're really good at giving advice, or you're a really good friend, or you're really good at business, or you're really good at, you know, creativity, like you're a natural creative. Whatever it may be, like really just try and like key into like what it is, like what could you do to glorify God in your walk, in your day-to-day life, in your workspace. Because I think that was the biggest one for me, especially at my job. I was like, God, I know you want me to do all these great things, but you have me at CVS.
Yeah.
And he was like, but there's a purpose for you at CVS. Like I can speak through you to people in CVS, like people that you wouldn't necessarily think are my target, but are.
Yeah. It's like God used me at cosmetology school. Like I was encouraging the people that was backsliding to come out of backsliding. Literally all of them were like, you're such a good encourager, like you really uplift me and all these things, which is good. Because I was backsliding too, but like, I came out of it, you know, just trying to uplift others. But
that was the way that he used you in your environment.
Yeah.
Which is so good. Because he could use you in any environment. I was
so blessed. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Like
that's one of the best feelings too. Yeah. When someone's like, you literally are the light of this establishment, or you're the light of this company, or you're the light of this store.
That's such a great. When I first got that in cosmetology school, when they're like, no, I see this shift. Like you shine. Right. When you're in the room, you shine. Yeah. I'm like, thank you.
No, literally.
God, though.
No, seriously. No, literally. Because before my walk, and we were talking about this a little bit ago, literally before my walk, that was never a comment I ever got. I never used to get like, you're so bright. It was always, oh, you're so pretty. Yeah. Or you're bright. No, it was never like, you're shining. Like I can see a light in you.
That Jesus glow.
That Jesus glow different. It's a real thing. It's such an exuberating feeling because it just vibrates. Like your vibrance will literally fill a room. The room could be pitch dark. Yeah. And literally you walk in and now everybody can see. And it's such a blessing.
It's a good feeling.
It's such a good feeling.
This was part 2, y'all.
At this point, no, that's crazy. Wait, how long has it been? It can't be part 2. No, Teta.
It has to be part 2.
We still have time. We can tell them more.
Fam, we are cutting to 40 minutes of the video.
We can tell them more.
I think we should cut the camera.
Y'all, if y'all get mad that this is like 7 parts, blame Tata.
No, only because like
blame her.
The storage, the laptop,
it's
like,
true.
It's a lot.
It is a lot that goes behind it.
So like we are on a
crunch
time limit. So.
I hear it.
And then we still have to find a way to incorporate the raw footage for you guys.
That's true. So. Okay, so y'all got like the first day of us.
The first full day.
Oof.
That's good though.
Yeah, but there's 2 weeks of that.
Right, but it's okay because maybe this is the way God intended.
Maybe. Or you.
Or me. Y'all stay tuned though for the rest. Bye.
To be continued. I tell you, you're taking really long.